Hello everybody, welcome to our first report on decisionplus.com on our channel YouTube. My name is Christian Charlo, and every week we're going to make a report for you to tell you what's hot on the market right now. So right now in the markets, with a negative mood that we have right now, usually the markets are all going down, and you should bet on the bearish ETFs. Actually, at the markets, there are not a lot of short selling opportunities, so that's why we recommend a bearish ETF, simply because if you look at the situation of the sectors together on the TSX, you see the energy sector, yes, it is going down, but it is staying within its neutral range, so there's still some room to go before we reach that support here. The industrial sector, same thing. The mining sector, it's closer, but still there's some room to go. So if you look at the situation and the markets, despite the sectors that you see, there's still some room to go before we reach the support. The Nasdaq also showing the same thing here. Look at that. The Dow Jones also. So the situation is pretty similar everywhere. And on the TSX, what we see is the fact that, remember, on decisionplus.com, which is our website where we make daily traded TV shows, we told you, look here, take some profits if you bought here at the bottom. So you see right now here, we're confirmed a negative peak after making a peak here, another one here. This is the third negative peak, and now we're retaking its downward trend direction, this support here. So still some room to go. Play the better plus bearish. It is the key right now at the moment, and also in the venture market, which continues to go down. So which sector is to favor? Of course, the gold sector is a key element, because the gold spot right now is on the down, is going down, just like the gold sector, which started a bearish cycle today after breaking through its sideways formation. So let's take a look at the ETFs which actually are making money. You see, this is all the ETF that we have. Some of them follow the S&P 500. We have the SPXU, which usually follows the Dow Jones, the SP 500 on the downside. So whenever it goes down by 1%, well, this one tends to more or less so give 3% when the SP 500 goes down by 1%. And SDS, if ever the S&P 500 goes down by 1%, well, then this ETF tends more or less so to give you 2% increases. So you see, all of them are all having an upward trend. All of them, no one is really escaping this upward trend. So let's take a look at the SPXU to see where could we have entered into day trading. So those of you, of course, who bought here, you see this is the upward trend here. So whenever the stock hit this upward trend, it bounced back. Not the stock, the ETF. Whenever it reaches its upward trend, it bounced back. So if ever you entered here, let's say for example, well, then you should have sold here before it broke through its support. So if ever you entered here, well, then, of course, you were able to maintain, because the ETF, when it tested this support here, it bounced back. So you were able to support it, and you should be ready to get rid of that position whenever it breaks that important support. Right now, it is testing it at the moment, so watch that SPXU on the New York Stock Exchange. If ever you're playing with it right now at the moment, if ever it breaks that support, well, those of you entered here, get rid of your positions and take some of your profits. So this is really the strategy that you should favor right now at the moment. Try to really stick to one or two ETF that you like. For example, you have here one on ZSL on the New York Stock Exchange, which follows the silver. It plays the silver on the downside. You have SCO on the New York Stock Exchange, which plays the oil on the downside. On the Canadian market, you have HXD, actually, which plays the TSX 60 on the downside, and you have HGD, which plays the gold sector on the downside on the Canadian market. And also on the New York Stock Exchange, you have GLL, which plays the gold sector on the downside. So GLL for the New York Stock Exchange, HGD for the TSX Stock Exchange to play the gold on the downside. And let's take a look at this together here for the gold sector, GLL. You see here, you have a nice entry point here. For example, whenever the ETF here broke this resistance, that was here a nice entry point. Also, it stabilized here. You could have entered here again. So you see, nice ride everywhere. After it broke through its resistance, another entry point here. So there were a lot of opportunities there. 1, 2, 3 opportunities to get in and to GLL to be able to make some money for this on the current market conditions. So folks, at the moment, that's all we got for you right now. At the moment, bearish ETFs are the key elements to be able to make some money when the markets right now are all the mood is all negative. So see you next week for our next report on the markets on decisionplus.com.